With all the debate about ISIS and turmoil in the Middle East, it's worth taking a look at how millennial voters, potentially the largest voting bloc in the country, differ from their baby boomer parents. So we brought together some leading millennials and found 5 ways millennials see foreign policy differently. 1. As a whole, millennials are less militaristic than their parents. They see the US playing a strong role in world affairs, but the war in Iraq has made them wary of large-scale engagements. Basically, this generation isn't big on carpet bombing.
Carpet bomb them into oblivion.
Here's what our group had to say.
I thought of the movie Taken with Liam Neeson. I feel like millennials look at the military ideally as a Liam Neeson character.
What I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I've acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you.
That can be deployed, in very specific situations to deal with very bad moments and bad people, and then you pull it out right when you would hopefully achieved your goal.
2. Millennials see climate change as the defining issue of our time, one that calls for a foreign policy where countries have to work together. Meanwhile, there are still boomer congressmen coming around to the fact that climate change exists.
It's a snowball, and that's just from outside here. So it's very, very cold out.
This is the first generation that's living with the impacts of climate change in a real way, day to day. When governments stand in the way of the climate movement, civil society will push back, and that'll be a mobilizing force to actually change governments if they're not responsive.
3. We all know that millennials are more connected online than their parents. These global connections lead to greater cross-cultural empathy and increased desire to intervene in humanitarian crises. Who knew playing World of Warcraft could help lead to world peace?
Millennials really do believe that we should be intervening humanitarianly around the world. We should not just see a problem or a crisis or people suffering and turn away and say that's not our problem. I think that's incredibly positive.
4. Millennials are less patriotic than baby boomers. Less patriotic? That sounds terrible. But only if you're a baby boomer. Millennials understand that solving the greatest issues of our time doesn't require unilateral action.
The increased use of technology and connection and understanding yourself as a human in the world changes what you feel connected to. I think it has definitely influenced the answer to that question. And I think also has played a huge role in the idea of American exceptionalism. We have two-way conversations now. And I don't think that was as prevalent as it was before.
And 5, despite all the reasons to be cynical, millennials are still more upbeat than baby boomers about what the future holds.
If we can figure out how non-state actors from around the world, citizen-led movements can connect and can build on each other's power and can cross-pollinate in the way that an Egypt can inspire a Wisconsin, I think you're going to see potentially a significant power shift away from those with institutional power right now to citizenry and to having people feel like they have some agency over foreign policy again.
One of the things you see across the world is that as people grow up in an environment which is a little less focused on meeting basic needs and a little bit more focused on the higher parts of Maslow's hierarchy, people have more kind of space and an ability to think about what life is like for others and how to help them.
So what do you think? Agree? Think we're crazy? Let us know in the comments.